recording already?
Yeah, we're recording.
I'll restart.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna cut this part out.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the what edition of the podcast?
It's episode 4 of Apartment 6. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Apartment 6. My name's Navid, aka Boih, Boih. This is the 4th episode. Technically, the 7th, because this is like the fucking third edition of this single podcast.
You guys have no idea how much we actually love you right now.
A lot, because as Paul told me before, when you promise something online, you have to fucking deliver. And dude, thanks a lot for fucking staying here.
Man, we've been here since holy god,
7:30 roughly, just going.
Yeah, and it's 11 p.m. right now.
We've basically had 3 episodes worth of podcasting going on, and hopefully, this one's not gonna fuck up either. Fingers crossed. Stay positive.
Yeah, but you know what? I just want to put it out there that you guys are really sexy and so sexy that I'm actually missing some booty calls for you guys.
You know,
we love you. You know that much.
You know, it's Valentine's and we're here still. It's 11:10 p.m. and we're here attempting to record this podcast one more time. And we're fucking Paul's missing out on sex. I don't want to put my business out there, but
you don't want
to. Like, it's Valentine's Day for everybody, motherfuckers. So
you got to date with the lotion.
You got to date with the lotion and the fleshlight. That's how we're doing it. Valentine's. No, fuck. Welcome to Apartment 6. I got Paul, Gabriel, Mihalescu over here with me. Life coach, brain coach, fitness trainer, author, all around badass, sexy ass motherfucker.
Thank you, man. Like, you probably told me this like 10 times, but yo, seriously, I want to put it out there. Thank you for having me.
Dude,
Thank you for this awesomeness. You have no idea how badass this fucking Apartment 6 is.
Thanks, bud. Thanks. That you don't have to toot my horn over here. It's cool, but thanks. I appreciate it. No, the fact that you actually just came out, that you're here and you've been here for a few hours and you're doing this, I really appreciate the support. Dude, seriously speaking, you really appreciate the support, because you could have said fuck this 2 hours ago.
It's all bromance, man. It's bromance.
It's all bromance. We got a little bromance thing going on. I brought Paul on the podcast because dude's got a dope brain. He has a really dope brain. He writes blogs online on his website, Paul Gabriel Mihalescu. I'm not even gonna call it a blog. It's not even a blog. You're giving out fucking. It's not a blog in a sense that it's just thoughts. It's you're giving out fucking plans of how to succeed in life. You're giving out nuggets of fucking gold for people to live their lives by. What made you start a website?
No, that's even a better question than before, man.
Oh, dude, I can't always repeat the same questions. So we're gonna figure out who the fuck you are by asking you questions. This is what we're gonna do.
Okay. So, as he mentioned, I'm a fitness coach, I'm a dating coach, I'm a life coach, business coach. I helped a lot of people succeed in their businesses, lives, dating lives. Shout out to my little Padawan Billy, because he knows. That guy is living proof of basically of what I did. This kid, basically, long story short, I met him like in my previous years when I was still in development, finding myself as a persona.
We're gonna go over that after, just to see like where he came from. But yeah.
Okay. So basically, I met this guy when he was 13. At 13, he was seeing this chick and he got her pregnant.
Oh fuck!
He was 13.
Oh fuck!
Okay. Anyways, so the story of our lives. He came to me begging me for him to get an after morning pill.
How old were you?
Back then, I'm 4 years? I was 16, 17 at the time.
How do you know him? Was it just a friend or?
We met through dancing. He reached at me because before, back in the days, I used to dance. I used to be a popper sea walker. Anyways.
Really?
Yeah.
While you were fat?
Yeah, well, I was fat.
Yeah, you were fat.
I used to be obese. For those who don't know, I used to be a little fat motherfucker. I used to weigh and 40 fucking pounds.
At 15 years old.
Oh, you know how bad that is? Okay, anyway, it sucked for getting laid. Seriously,
Well,
it did.
I'm sure it's for many reasons, not just getting laid, but yeah.
At 15, 16,
You
17,
you're only thinking
that's
about
your
getting
life
laid,
goal.
yeah.
That's
You're
your
right.
life goal, to get laid.
You're right.
Let's
It
admit
is.
it. When you're a teenager, you want to fuck.
It's all you want to do. Every decision you make is
Based
in
on-
relation to getting laid. Like you're
It's
like,
the holy grail.
is this if I do this, will it fuck up my chances of getting laid?
Pretty much.
That's pretty much what high school is. It's just
Pretty much, high school is just a game to get laid. And okay, probably go into college, but you're not thinking about that at that time. So,
yeah, I know.
So, anyways, long story short, I helped him with the next morning pill, blah, blah, blah. We kept on contact, like messages every few months. And a couple of years later, we re-met. We started dancing again. We got back into contact when I got into this phase of testing out pickup.
Okay.
Anyway, so...
Which we spoke about earlier on one of the editions of the podcast. It's called Social Dynamics.
Social Dynamics, basically.
Social Dynamics. We went
Okay.
over to Social Dynamics. We will go over it at some other point, some other episode maybe. Maybe not tonight. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Social Dynamics. You were practicing social dynamics and that's in your life.
So let me just give you an idea. Billy is the type of Asian kid. He's Asian, okay?
Oh,
but he's
Asian?
tall as fuck.
Okay.
He's tall. He's taller than me. Well, almost tall as me or taller than me, okay? And this kid, basically he was shy. He wouldn't speak around people, at all.
Not just girls.
Not just all. Shy completely. He used to be the quiet type. Okay? Anyways, he used to be a toothpick skinny. Okay? Fast forward a few years with me. Now he... bro, this guy is like a dating machine, sexually advanced. Seriously, I'm proud of him. He's my biggest accomplishment. He just went full 180. He went from being shy, now he's getting laid all the time. Yeah, he went from being a skinny little motherfucker to almost fitness model body.
Really?
He's jacked. Yeah, he's an Asian jacked Asian. It doesn't make sense. Okay,
Jacked, tall Asian.
Yeah, it doesn't make. It's like an Asian kid with black jeans. It doesn't make sense.
It's okay.
If you want to know what I mean, just go on my Facebook page and you're gonna see his transformation. It's just
What's
insane.
your Facebook page?
Paul Gabriel Mihalescu. It's basically my name altogether.
I'm gonna spell your last name. It's Miha Lescu. Mihalescu.
Bingo, one of the first.
Paul Gabriel Mihalescu. Also Paul PaulGabrielMihalescu.com.
No, it's Paul Mihalescu. There's no middle name in my. So
no...
it's Paul PaulMihalescu.com.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, no middle name. What about Facebook? Is there a middle name?
Yeah,
on
there
your
is
fan
a
page?
yeah,
On your fan page? Okay.
Yeah, there is.
So there you go. Okay, you have Twitter too, or what?
I don't use that shit.
You don't use it?
No.
Well, you know what? Very honestly speaking, I'm since meeting Paul, and introducing each other and getting added on Facebook and everything, I've been looking forward to seeing his statuses throughout my days because it's interesting. It's very, very interesting how he approaches subjects that are either taboo or just everyday regular life, but just how he can help you, and you do it in a way, dude, that's real and vulgar, but real and honest, and just this is what it is. And
I'm rated R.
Rated R. It's then again, there's no nudity, there's no anything ridiculous on your website.
There should be though.
There should be.
There
But I
should
mean,
be.
for now, it's still safe for work. It just has
It's safe.
vulgarity in the text, but they don't really check for that at work.
Exactly. Oh, also, be warned. Recently, I became controversial.
Yeah,
for some
I
reason.
was just about to bring that up.
People tend to take my words and twist them around.
Well, you know what, dude? It's not just twisting them around. It's making up their own assumptions and definitions of what you're trying to say. And I've noticed that when you start putting your words out as clear as you want to be or try to be, somebody's always going to fucking misconstrue it or read what they want into it.
Of course.
Or simply not even reading it and just fucking, oh, I read the title, how to
how to date women who's already in a relationship.
how to date a woman that's already in a relationship. Like, you put that as a title, and
People just go.
they lost
nuts.
their fucking minds. People lost their fucking minds. Okay, there was 200 comments
On people arguing.
over what Paul wrote on a, essentially, what was it, like a 2,000 word blog post?
Yeah, it was
How
basically.
many words roughly did you have
It was
in there?
around like 1.8, 1800.
1,800.
1800.
I'm getting good at estimating.
Yeah,
words.
and the funny part is, a lot of people that I used to have a lot of respect for, we broke boundaries just because they mashed up my words. It's just hilarious. I saw people from all over the fitness industry, from all over my Facebook page, and even outside my network range. It just spread viral.
Generally speaking, did
Yeah.
people take it well in a good perspective, or did they take it completely out of what it was supposed to be?
A lot of people took it out of what it's supposed to be, because basically what I wrote about, it's basically, I had a shitload of ton, like a different women by themselves. I tested waters and everything. Okay, so basically I got to a point
You're
that
a playboy.
yeah,
You're a playboy.
well, you can't say so. I look for meaning in a relationship. You know, I don't believe in meaningless sex. It
Hold-
just
hold
gets
on.
boring.
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't. Okay, you don't believe in meaningless sex, but you don't. You're not in a long-term relationship now,
No, I'm not.
and I mean, you said you've had sex with many women, but
It just didn't work out. You know, I believe in
but the
chemistry.
sex was meaningful.
Yeah, it was, because there's chemistry.
Okay, now that's a part that we're gonna go into that after.
See, it's
but I want to talk
controversial.
about this right now because it's. I've had this discussion with people recently. And
Wait, let me just put a pause.
Time
Okay,
out? Is
we're
that-
gonna bring it because I just want to bring out what's hilarious about this, so we can move on. Okay.
Good.
Okay, like he was saying, because this is exactly what it was written about. So I dated a lot of women, and at some point I got a lot of questions because a lot of my close friends know that I dated a lot of women who's already in relationships. I dated women who were engaged. Even like at some point I got some chicks who were married. You know, and in some perspective, yes, it can be wrong. You know, it can be wrong, but anyways, as reality goes, shit like this happens. So basically, I wrote an article how to deal when you're in that type of in that type of situation. But some people who were obviously married, most of them who
Right.
commented back and were against it, or those who are even virgins. I'm not gonna name names right now, but I'm just
Virgins
gonna.
lost their minds on your content.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Basically, they just went like ape shit on my stuff. Oh, cheating is bad, blah 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 blah. But I'm not endorsing cheating. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not.
No, look, nowhere in that post did you say everybody should go out and date a woman that's
Yeah,
married. or
yeah.
in a
I'm just saying,
relationship.
if the opportunity pops out, you know, I'm not the type to deny it. You know.
If it happens,
Yeah, if it
this
happens,
is
'cause
how you deal with it.
Yeah, it's how you deal with it. Basically, I'm also, when I'm with a woman in a relationship who's in a relationship, my point of dating her or any other woman that I'm dating is to make her grow as a person, become a better person at the
Yeah.
end of the day. You know, so basically I'm saying, if you're gonna fuck with the chick, at least make her realize that it's bad what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know, so she has to come down to two terms. Either she leaves you and sticks with her boyfriend and realize how bad that is and start to fully commit to that relationship,
Or she leaves him.
Oh yeah, or leaves their relationship.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, you got to keep yourself out of the boundaries. You know, you got to say there's no emotions involved. Okay, I dig you. I love like spending time with you, you know, and I'm flattered that you do that. But you know what? I'm going to teach you regardless what you're doing is wrong. Okay?
Yeah.
So basically, you always, if you're going to continue seeing the chick, what I'm saying, if you're going to continue seeing the chick, give her exactly 1 week to dump her boyfriend.
Yeah, you wrote that. Yeah.
You know, so basically what I went through the blog post was one of my experiences when I went bad and I didn't even give her the chance to dump her boyfriend. I just went along by cheating, you know, with her on her boyfriend, which technically is ethically wrong. You know, it's wrong in some sense for monogamous relationships, you know, but people just they took it how they wanted to see it and they went apeshit. But basically, it was really hilarious.
Yeah, because they didn't. From what I read of the comments, I mean, there was a lot of back and forth,
Yeah.
and it's just like they're going back and forth over something that you wrote. That's basically clearly cut there in 1,800 words. Read it; it's all there.
Yeah.
You're not condoning anything, and you're not saying it's good to cheat.
Exactly.
But what I liked about your post, and I actually appreciated a lot out of it, is that you did see the positive that can come out of it, and again, neither am I. I'm not condoning cheating. I don't think anybody should fucking cheat and continue cheating and learning through cheating. That's not what I'm condoning at all. But I'm saying that there is growth to come out of it.
Apartment 6, we're we're encouraging people to become bad people.
Become bad people so you can become better people afterwards. It's just it's
no, but look, it just comes down to exactly this point, because these type of people, it's what I realized, they never saw that boundary. They never experienced something like that, so of course they don't understand it. You know, it's like somebody who didn't have the limitation, you know, they didn't push through the boundaries by themselves. They never saw that aspect of life. Most of them didn't have such an abundant sex life as me. They didn't have such an abundant dating life, you know. Most of the people that understood me already experienced that.
Right, okay.
And you know, on those type of people...
I never got into that type of relationship with a girl that was in a relationship. I never got into that. But
what would happen if you actually did, but you don't know about it?
You're right.
You see,
right,
that's where it becomes more complicated.
For example, I had one of my ex-girlfriends who was that I realized at that moment afterwards that she was also dating or seeing, basically, essentially fucking her ex-boyfriend too at the same time. I found that out afterwards.
Yeah.
I tried my best, but then again, I was young and I was stupid and ignorant and hopelessly romantic and all that. And like, it was just, first of all, I shouldn't have been in that relationship that as long as I did. But being in there and actually hoping for the best and all that, I still was trying to make her like figure out what the fuck did she actually want, because she can't juggle like that, and I wasn't gonna be a juggled ball or whatever, or a juggled dick at that point. Like, it wasn't gonna happen.
You can't either.
No, but I was trying to clear it up, and we did clear it up, and then I ended up saying, all right, that's it, done, fini.
Yeah, but exactly, that's, you get to a point and you learn, you know. Out of those situations, the important part is to learn. But you see, these people didn't experience it, so basically it came down to a discussion that kind of looks like this. They are saying let's just switch a bit so everybody can understand. It's like, there's no such thing as aliens, and I'm saying, okay, but look, what would you do if you'd meet aliens, you know? And basically my blog post would be like, in a sense, that how to deal with aliens when you encounter them.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
It's that, and they go, and their response is like, what the fuck? I wouldn't have to, because there's no such thing as aliens. Okay, so basically the same discussion in cheating would be like, cheating is wrong. And I'm like, okay, but I wrote how to deal with cheating if it happens. But they're like, but it shouldn't happen because it's wrong.
But see, the thing is, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that. In their perspective, your posts, a lot of them, they're not misogynistic or anything, but it's from what I've gathered from you is that you're very pro. I don't want to use that word because it's associated to abortions, but you're very pro-choice in the sense that like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. There's no judgment to it.
Exactly.
You want to fuck. You're not a whore. It doesn't make you like you're doing this because you're following instincts or urges, and as long as you understand why you're doing what you're doing,
exactly,
you're doing the right thing. It's not there's no judgment to it. But the thing is, most people don't look at it that way.
People have learned to judge too much. They're basing it
right away.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been called a douchebag. I'm sure you've been called an asshole or a pig or white girls for sure.
But look, this is exactly something that I've been discussing with some of my close friends, like for a long time. You know, like people, like some people, like want to reinforce their reality so bad. Okay, right. Don't tell me. Don't. That's good. Okay, good. Okay, we thought we lost you there for a second. Anyways.
Oh, we're 20 minutes in. That's actually good so far.
So, like we were discussing with my friends, some people want to endorse their own reality, you know? So they hold on to a belief so badly, they don't want to lose it. They're going to start, like, blasting anything that's out of their reality.
Right.
You know, like for example, like pro extreme religious people.
Right.
Okay, they're like, anybody who doesn't believe in God, they should burn in hell. Fuck you. You know, fuck the gays.
Right.
Fuck
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You know,
Spewing hate and negativity
why?
for your
Look,
message. Yeah.
my belief is love everybody.
That's it.
You know, it's like seriously, I'm not sure that my reality is right. I'm not sure that anybody else's reality is right. But you know what? I'm gonna do the best I can with what I'm sure about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure for me. I know it works for me. But if it doesn't work for you, don't apply it. It's simple as that. I'm gonna respect your own choices. I'm gonna respect your own decisions. Please do the same.
There's a little
You know?
movement that me and my boys have like been pushing for a little while, and it's the love movement. And it's just fucking show love. That's
Tribe
it.
Called Quest.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just show love and just appreciate and be good and just fucking like don't just be honest with people. Just be honest and be loving and be real.
Be direct.
Be direct.
Real.
But see, the direct part, we spoke about that before. The direct part is hard because direct also. Here's when you say be direct, I take in lose the filter.
Lose the filter, but be socially intelligent.
Okay, don't
You
say
gotta-
shit. That's
you
don't,
gotta-
don't call a girl fat just because she's fat.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what?
That's not spreading love either.
Exactly.
Be direct, but while spreading love. You know, but be smart also when you're being direct. Okay, for some people, they're not gonna know what we're talking about right now. Okay, basically, I'm the most raw person you're gonna meet. If I have something you're bothering me or you're saying something wrong, like bullshit in my face,
Right.
I'm gonna call you out. Okay, I don't stand for bullshit. I don't like liars. You know, especially when I know somebody that lies, I'm gonna call them out.
Yeah.
You know, there's something inside me that doesn't tolerate it.
Right.
I don't tolerate people who try and manipulate people. I don't tolerate, you know, like people scamming and all that. I'm really like against injustice.
I'm gonna
That's
call
all.
you out on something now.
You know, so basically, I'm direct. Okay, but that transfers also into dating. It transfers into my way of coaching people. It transfers into a lot of shit. You know.
You said you don't like people to manipulate, but do you feel like you do manipulate at a certain extent, like when it comes to whether it's picking up a girl or
No.
just actually, or on a better, more positive level of manipulation would be your clients, for example.
It's not manipulation because first of all, okay, look, I was discussing this with a lot of people and I decided, you know, like for some reason I think it's a lot of bullshit. What I learned through the fitness industry, there's a lot of bullshit going on. There's a lot of people who just want to market shit and they just want to put it out there, you
Right.
know, and they're gonna manipulate people into buying it.
Okay.
First of all, I'm against that. You know, I called out and I trolled the living fuck out of a lot of people.
Really?
I was like one of the small stones that makes a bridge collapse. You know,
Name names. Who did you troll? Like,
let's say for example, Mark Fit. He's like a big renowned fitness model
Okay.
in Quebec. I'm not ashamed to fucking admit this guy is like pure bullshit. He's using steroids like Winstrol and Anavar and a whole bunch of other fitness model
What's his name?
steroids, and he's endorsing like basically anorexia. Eating disorders and like workouts that are pure bullshit. So he's just saying, "Oh, work hard," you know, posting like motivational bullshit that they're unreal. They're not made for everyday people, you know. Not everybody wants to train like a fitness model, you know.
but that's not a natural body. I'm looking at him right now.
Huh?
That's not a natural body. Like,
Exactly.
There's no way in hell that's a natural body.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I was one of the few people, you know, like at some point, he had a small downfall in his fan base because I paired up with maybe like.
You seriously fucked up somebody's fan base?
Oh, I don't believe we actually fucked it up, but we certainly made lose all his credibility in front of the other fitness professionals. Okay, like basically we were like around like 10 other fitness people. I even had like it basically started with 2 other people that I know via internet, and they started blasting him off. Then I started picking up on him for the fun of it, you know, because I see like too many teenage girls being a fan base that attracts other guys.
But you're also you're doing like the Batman vigilante thing where you feel, or Dexter thing where you feel like somebody's doing wrong, or
Yeah, exactly.
sending like the wrong message or doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly, 'cause
that's why you're trolling him.
Yeah, because basically this guy, okay, look, he's basically encouraging eating disorders.
Yeah.
Okay, like the way he's encouraging people to eat, it's bad. Okay, basically starve yourself. No, it doesn't work like that. Real results that last don't go like that. You got Fitness is all about bringing the best out of the people. You know, look aesthetically attractive.
Yeah.
You know, my specialization in fitness by itself is aesthetics.
But you're giving out a healthy.
Yeah, I'm pushing it with a healthy behavior.
Which is the right way of doing it.
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah,
it's not just
exactly
impact crash course. Just fucking crash your system and then.
Exactly.
I've done that.
Exactly.
We're talking about the low carb, no carb diet that I went on. I crashed my system essentially. I mean, yeah, it worked. I lost 25 pounds, but I didn't feel at 100%.
Exactly.
I know I didn't feel at 100%. When I was working out at that same time, like I'm feeling weak at points. I'm supplementing with protein shakes just to make up for whatever I'm lacking at that point. And it's like, okay, I know I could be stronger than this. And when I started eating pasta again, I started, adding rice to my diet again, or having potatoes with my fucking meat. Not every day, but every once in a while. Yeah, it helped out.
But
I had more energy.
But fitness is exactly about this, finding something that works for you. Okay?
Yeah.
It's basically finding something that works for you and make it a lifestyle. You know, to promote your health, to become a stronger version of yourself, become more sexually attractive at the same time. Because let's admit, 99% of the people who sign up to the gym, it's to get laid, right?
Yeah. So,
you gotta be face up honest with that shit.
If it wasn't for sex, then the gyms wouldn't exist.
Speaking of which, one of my main questions is when I sign up a client, one of my questions is, why do you want to work out? And you know, most of the people that come towards me, they're fat. You know, so I got a lot of empathy towards people.
Sorry, you used to be fat.
Yeah, I used to be fat like a motherfucker. You know, so I got a bit of empathy. I know exactly where they're coming from. And they're giving me, I just want to be in better shape. I want to feel better about myself. I'm like, okay, cut with the bullshit. Tell me why. Okay, if you're gonna be my client, I want you to be completely open. I want you to be a complete open book to me. If you can't be an open book to me, I'm not willing to sign you up. And most of them, like a lot of them didn't believe me at first, but after they saw that, I seriously stopped responding. I didn't take their responses anymore. They came back, and I'm genuine, I do care, and I show that I do care because I do care about my clients.
Well, dude, just to back up what you're saying, I barely know you, but I felt very comfortable being an open book with you, like off air, off the mics and everything. Because you get that out of people. Because you're open, it promotes openness with other people too.
Exactly, it's a judgmental.
You need to and it breaks down those walls, those judgmental barriers. And I mean, this is what I'm doing. And look, you know what? I'm sure my big sister, hi Shiva, I love you. I'm sure she's listening to this and she's gonna be learning a bunch of new shit about me. But I need to be open because I'm fed up. I'm fed up of living life with lies and false pretenses under why you're doing certain things. And no, fuck that. There's a reason why you're doing something. As long as you're honest with that reason, then just you're doing it for the right reasons.
Exactly. You see, but exactly that's what it's bringing down to. You got to become comfortable with who you are. If you're not comfortable with who you are, fuck that, you're not going to be honest.
No, of course not, yeah.
So basically, it's, my subdivision, okay, of my company for the moment, I'm going to put it like that, it's Leaders Fitness, okay? My main issue is, my main pride is called Wolfpack Fitness Systems, but my division is called Leaders Fitness. Basically, Leaders Fitness, I'm going beyond just training people to become aesthetically, attractive and become more dominant in their own life. Going through their brain, brain picking. It's like you said, brain coaching, which is trademarked. And now I can make it official. It's going to become trademarked by us. Okay, so basically, my main goal is to train them to become more assertive. Okay, like basically, so they can become more comfortable in the world. Yeah. They know what they want, to become a leader, make the first step.
Stand their ground and take their place in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Lead their own life towards their dreams, Because basically, I'm 21, and I'm starting to live my dream.
21 years old, you're self-employed, you're working on your own, you're doing your own thing, you're living off of it, you're making money off of it, you're comfortable, you're going out, you're enjoying life, you're meeting girls, you're doing all this. You're 21 fucking years old. At what point did you realize that, hey, I don't need to get a diploma in something that I don't believe in, and I can just do this on my own?
I'm gonna stop you there. For one, I do plan on having a diploma. I just want
Do
to
you?
put it, and it's not for reasons of accomplishing my life. It's far from that. I just want to accomplish a dream of becoming a surgeon. Okay, my biggest.
That's
dream,
beautiful. Beautiful.
You know, that's my biggest dream. It's to become a surgeon. You know, I want to dedicate my life to humanity, and I don't believe, like, I don't have a religion. So the best way I can do it is basically save some lives, you know, so go into surgery. But that's the only reason. If not, if I would just want to make money, I wouldn't fucking go to school. Seriously, I wouldn't. If I would seriously just want to make money, I'd probably go into finance or come up with an idea. You know, I wouldn't need a freaking diploma. Because at some point what I realized, ever since, you know, I've been officially off school for a year right now. And what I realized, I learned more in the past year about real life, about how the business work, about human nature, psychology, how everything works, structure by itself, just by working for myself.
You know what? I was in college and I was dropping out. I did about a year and a half of college, and the last year, I did 2 years. In the last year, I spent most of my time outside of school. And I was going to school because at that point, my parents were still expecting me to go and graduate and all that. And I had given up and I stopped going to school, but I couldn't tell them that. I didn't have the balls to tell them. So I would wake up every morning, get in my car, go to McDonald's, get my burritos, go get my Red Bulls, get a pack of cigarettes, go to Dunkin' Donuts, sit down. And they had a smoking section at that point.
Yeah.
I would sit down all day, just smoke and write. That little book you see there?
Yeah.
That's from back then. I was writing in that book, and I was just like exploring my own thoughts, and I was reading more. I was doing all these things that I could have been doing in school, but I wasn't doing in school, but I was doing it on my own time. And I was living with my parents, and I had a job at, like, in the evenings and whatever at Blockbuster, and I spent my whole day writing and reading, and that year, I grew more than I could have ever imagined. Just exploring your thoughts.
That's
fucking priceless.
Okay, let's bring it to an issue because that reminds me. You know, we're talking about school. My main issue with school was, in general, that the structure sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works in the rest of the world by itself. You know, I know only Romania how it works for elementary, and I know how high school and CJEP over here works, and universities. Look, my main issue, you're forced to do a whole bunch of shit that doesn't actually contribute to what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, like, honestly, I always was the type of person, and I'm sure a lot of people could better perform in school if they would pick a domain and every single class would be focused about that, focused. You know, because I learned so much about fitness. I learned more about fitness than most coaches out there. Why? Because I applied myself, and this is what I love.
Yeah.
You know, I had...
You made it your full-time...
Yeah, basically my full-time commitment. I've been researching every single day. I do my daily reviews. Okay, I go through papers, clinical research. I sort out through what is bullshit, through what is good. Plus, I got my mentors. You know, like, for example, look at John Romaniello. This guy has been my main inspiration. Is the reason why I'm here. This guy has been helping me so much. You know that.
You talked to him personally?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
How did you approach him?
Weird story, actually. I sent him an email.
John Romaniello, for those who don't know.
RomanFitnessSystems.com. Check out his blog. It's
RomanFitnessSystems.com.
But check out my blog first.
Check out PaulMihalescu.com first. And then you'll go to RomanFitness.com. Systems.com.
Just sign up to his Facebook page. You're going to have some daily laughs. I guarantee it.
So he's got a big following. He's a mastermind in fitness.
Yeah, this guy is like a fitness hero. I'm not going to be a cockwriter on this.
Fitness guru.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the only people on the internet who still makes sense. You know, so many people are like going with so much bullshit. This guy is keeping it real. You know.
So, how'd you get in touch with him?
Okay, basically, this guy was one of the first guys that I felt when I started getting into fitness. Okay, so I started following him before he even had a Facebook fan page. You know, I added him on Facebook, basically, on his friends. I followed his shit. I never contacted him. Then they released this program called Final Phase Fat Loss. Okay, so I started doing his program, and I got some serious results, and I was like, oh shit, that got me hooked.
Is that when you first started losing weight, or you had already lost weight?
No, I already lost weight, but I want to start putting on mass, and
I just want to clear up. I don't know if we said this in this podcast, but you lost weight in the last 5 years, right? Like, this is like, it's the last 5 years of your life that has been like a big transformational.
Of course, every single day I'm just improving,
Yeah, but this started 5 years ago.
Well, yeah, it started like 5 years ago. Basically, right now I'm probably the most satisfied of my body ever.
Beautiful.
Once I'm finishing, I got a 16-week cut going on, but once I finish this, I reached my ideal body.
Yeah.
I've been working on this. This is basic sculpture. You're sculpting yourself. Okay, anyways, so I started his program. Okay, I got some serious results, so then I was like, holy shit, I sent him an email like, dude, you fucking changed my life, blah, blah, blah. Then I started reading more his blog, because he had around like, when he had Final Phase Fat Loss, he probably had like 5-6 blog posts, that were out there, so I started reading, and man, I could have associated to that,
Yeah.
like, this guy guided me towards like self-improvement. The way he writes, it like just makes you like start doing shit with your own life, So I started pursuing my own persona. From there I started growing, blah blah blah. I kept in contact with him, always, like chat up. And I initially took the biggest contact with him last autumn. There was this seminar for fitness professionals, like on how to expand our business and shit, going down in Toronto. So I went over there. I meet up with him, like Mr. Big Shot himself, I started talking with him, I don't know exactly where to begin because we had a whole crazy time over there. Like,
but I mean, okay, so we don't have to get into everything you did with John.
No,
but, I mean,
exactly. I got contact with him. But anyways, long story short, what's funny about this, like, I'm not even gonna expose it.
If you have a story to tell, fucking tell.
No, because the story was funny. Like, honestly, my biggest lows that happened with Roman, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure you got it. We were all meeting up. Like, when we got over there in Toronto, I got there a day earlier prior to the seminar because I kept in touch with most of the guys. Most of the guys, I know them. So we decided to meet up at to a mess at 13, like the Brazilian shit. Okay. So over there, like, he arrives over there, like everybody, he was the last one to arrive. Okay, he just got down from New York.
We're talking about like all you can eat meat, right?
Yeah, all you can eat. So we were all waiting by the bar, we were all waiting on him because we were already a whole bunch of dudes over there. So he just arrives over there with Nagar Funi, okay? So Nagar, okay, like basically she's a hottie of the fitness industry.
Okay.
At first, I just thought she was just part of the seminar, so my basic male instincts kick in. I was like, how the fuck do I put it? I was like, wait.
You didn't know who she was at that point?
At the point, I didn't know.
Okay.
I just thought she was just another, a trainer, that just is going to attend the seminar, So basically, my first male instincts kick in. Okay, I'm going to go flirt around a bit. At some point, we started dancing on it. And for some reason, when I started dancing with her, I noticed some eyes being on me.
This is how she got to dance with her.
Yeah, okay. I'm just being flirty. It's on my nature. I don't do it on purpose, It's just my way of habit.
Comes out.
Yeah, exactly. So at some point I see her. We start dancing, and I just noticed these eyes on me. So I'm like, wait, that's a weird feeling. So I just push her away, and the instant I pushed her away, I just see Roman grab her and kiss her, and I'm like,
Roman kissed her.
Yeah, and I'm like,
fuck, dude.
So I was like, I was about to make a mistake over there.
Shit.
Anyway, so from over there, like, basically, from there, me and Roman started bonding some bit. He's more of my mentor. I see him as a big brother and all that shit. So he helped me out a lot with my business. He actually hooked me up with the writing for Live Strong,
Okay. Oh, you started writing for Live Strong?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are your... Okay, I didn't know that. What else do you have, like, writing credit-wise? What else have you written?
I wrote for Make Smart Cool. I don't know if you guys know who Prince EA is. I started writing for Sex 3.0, which is basically a open fenced relationship, like type of community. And
you're You're part of a community.
No. Yeah, I just
you
got
write
asked.
for that?
I got
Okay.
asked to contribute because I'm really open-minded.
How do you feel about that?
Open fence, open relationship. I experimented with that, but
How does that work? 'Cause I never got into open relationships, and I don't know how I would even learn
look,
how to
open
handle
relationships basically what it means. Like their philosophy of viewing things revolves around human beings not being properties. You know, they're not they're not properties.
Yeah, okay.
You cannot say somebody this person belongs to me.
it. Yeah.
You know, so basically they can go around, like, leave whenever they want, you know, like, fuck with somebody else, and you're not supposed to be jealous. You know, it's for some people it works.
At the same time, we've had so much conditioning over the years that the jealousy is like almost like expected.
It's in our genetic behavior.
Is it, or has it been added to our genetic behavior? I started reading a book about this, by the way.
It's part of
this.
okay.
Sex at Dawn. I don't know if you heard about it.
No.
I'll send it to you. I'll give it to you. Check it out.
Look,
it's interesting.
Look, going to primitive basis. You know, before you used to fuck, blah blah blah. Yeah, and we just move to another person. You know, because want to spread our babies, right?
Yeah.
But afterwards, we started building society and all that shit.
That's what the book was about.
Yeah,
agriculture. It's once agriculture came up, that's when you end up having your villages. That's when you end up having that property idea.
When did the book come out?
This year actually, or last year. Yeah.
Sex 3.0 got there before that.
Yeah.
So somebody basically.
But it's interesting reading. There's a lot of research behind that book.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check it out. I'm curious. I want to talk about this afterwards. Check out the book. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
But I haven't finished it yet. I have to get through it.
Anyway, so where were we? Seriously, where?
Yeah, we were talking about where you were writing, and then I asked you how do you feel about open fence relationships.
I'm okay with it. Basically, you know, when I don't got feelings involved for the chicks, I basically all the women I ever dated, I told them, you know what, go see whoever the fuck you want to see. I don't mind.
How do you feel about?
But open relationships in themselves require you to have feelings involved. And if I got feelings involved for a chick, I can't actually... You know, jealousy gets the best side of me.
You don't want to share.
I don't want to share. It's my trophy. It's mine.
But are you at that point when you're actually dedicated to somebody? Do you want to share yourself also? Like, that's the thing, though. I mean, because we look by nature.
This is something I explained to you earlier. I got two modes. I got two switches.
Yeah.
Fully promiscuous mode, where I'm a little whore and I just fuck right and left. I don't give a fuck with who. And I got a fully dedicated mode. Okay, like fully committed. I go head over heels. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go all in, basically. So from there, I can't really say. If I'm fully dedicated to a person, I expect the same person to do the same thing with me. You know, and when I'm fully promiscuous, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna start fucking all over the place. But I'm never ever gonna deceive a chick and make her think that I'm fully dedicated to her when I'm not.
Okay.
I always make it clear.
How do you deal with, for example, somebody like you make it clear, but I mean the girl's probably gonna fall for you anyways, right?
Yeah, and that's when I break it off.
You break it off?
I break it off because it's the best for her. You know? I'm not just gonna keep her around just because my dick, you know, she satisfies my dick.
What if you like her?
Even if I like her, I know that
that's not the right thing for you to be doing.
That's not the right thing because I'm not missing pussy, you know, by itself. You know,
yeah.
If I'd be fully like in need of pussy, yeah, I'd probably keep her around at some point. Not try and make her work, but it's not the case by itself, you know.
So I'm gonna be very honest. I've been in too many relationships that lasted too long when I knew early on that I should have ended it or that it wasn't something that I should have been in to begin with.
And you got fucked up.
And because you know what? It's psychologically damaged. I damaged myself psychologically and emotionally, and made myself unstable. Fucked up my mood. Would become more angry at times. You know, it affected me in such a negative way. And essentially, it's my fault because I chose to stay in that situation. It takes a lot for somebody to learn how to fucking say no to themselves and say, all right, wait, hold on, you know better than this, and you know what you're supposed to be doing.
I know what you're talking about because recently I had that kind of story. I actually wrote it on how to date a woman who's already in a relationship.
Well, explain that. What did you?
Okay, wait a second. Sorry about that. Basically, I knew from the start that the relationship that I was in, I started seeing this chick on a sex only basis. So I was seeing other women, so everything was pretty fine. I was okay with the fact of, start fucking just to fuck. But the first time we actually got it on, it blew my mind.
Okay.
We blew each other's mind because we just connected. We fit like a perfect puzzle.
Right.
We fit together, and like at the end, I remember like our pillow talk didn't make sense. We were both there, laying in bed, and we were like,
in shock.
What the fuck just happened? And we knew each other for a long time.
Okay.
But we never actually made contact, And anyways, we just went for the on. She was dating this guy, and she was. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into full details, but she was not ready to actually dump the guy.
Right.
She wasn't that emotionally stable for that, or she wasn't at that point in her life to actually do it. So I fell in love.
Oh, did you?
I fell in love head over heels, man. I didn't. That was probably the second time in my life that I actually fell in love. Pretty recent. Pretty recent. Anyways, so I knew that was in deep shit because my golden rule was if you want to get more involved with a chick, she has a 1 week time frame.
Right.
To dump her boyfriend. But at that point, I wasn't decided that I want to be in a relationship, because I was seeing so many women I didn't give a fuck. But the more I started seeing, the more I grew attached to her, The more I started seeing her, the more I started neglecting the other women. They would text me, but I was just like...
I'd rather see her.
No, they were texting me, but I had no urge to text back. And when I seriously don't feel like doing something, I'm not going to do it.
Right. Okay.
So basically the women just started having conversations with themselves, which was pretty hilarious.
Oh, yeah? They started talking amongst themselves?
No. When you ignore somebody for so long, they just have a conversation with themselves.
Texting alone.
You're such an asshole. Oh my god, I miss you. Oh, yeah,
It's changing their minds.
Yeah, they keep anyways, it was just hilarious. But the more I saw her, the more like my fully dedicated switch came in. But that wasn't right.
But at that point, do you consider yourself to be a player, or it has nothing to do about labels anymore? It's not about being a player. It's
going with connection, man.
Yeah?
I believe in.
But connection. I mean, those girls, like for example, that girl that called you an asshole. Is that just her ego talking, or does she actually believe that you're an asshole?
It's her ego because
you didn't lead her on, did you?
No, because look, I always tell women from the first date, at some point I might disappear without a trace. So if you actually do plan on continuing, like with me, seeing me, you gotta realize that someday I'll probably just disappear out of nowhere. I'm a busy guy and I got a shitload of things to do, and sometimes I just don't want to deal with bullshit.
I'll be honest, I've said that. Exactly that.
Yeah, but I
feel bad.
Huh?
I feel bad if it happens or when it happens.
I don't, because I made it clear. And it's before having sex, which gives them even a bigger choice.
Yeah.
It gives them a bigger choice. It's if you want to go, if you're okay with the terms and agreement, let me stick my dick inside of you. If not, just dump me. It works as simple as that.
Bro, nobody reads the terms and agreement.
They just click the accept. I read.
Nobody reads the terms and the agreements and terms of service. The TOS is never read. Okay.
So it basically always got down to that. Oh man. But anyways, it was funny because I fucked up my head and I knew it from the start that I shouldn't.
It was a bad idea.
Yeah. But like I said in my blog post, at some point she did, she did know. She came to the same conclusion as me. She got to end her relationship before anything further,
Yeah.
She knew that we're not going to get married or something else, so she needs to actually finish her relationship, So basically, we ended it a couple of times. I don't know how many times we actually went back and forth. We went back and forth a couple of times when it was hilarious. I never experienced something like that with a chick. So shout out to her if she's listening.
I was gonna ask you this: how is that? Because you're putting your stories out there pretty, like, explicitly. I mean, you're not saying their names, but do you tell the girls that you're gonna possibly talk about this at some point, or does it just happen?
If I'm not saying, I'm telling a part of my story. Nobody knows exactly what's going on her side. Maybe I'm bullshitting. Who knows? You know?
Okay.
Maybe I'm completely fucking bullshitting right now, and maybe something else went through her mind. You know, but I'm pretty sure my reality. I don't know about her version, but
this
that's
is your version. This is
my version, and since nobody knows who they are, why the fuck not? You know?
Have you gotten confronted by a girl about something you've put out there?
Only good ways. Yeah. Only in good ways.
How so?
Oh man, I remember I put up like a small story. I don't remember which exactly blog post was it about. It was back last year, I think, or something like that. Anyways, I went on about a story about a chick that I was seeing at the moment, and I was explaining how which blog post is it about? Anyways, I just know I just went into full detail how a chick fucked up her sex scene and how I made her like come back towards it. I'm not sure if this was prior my real website or was post. Okay. Anyways, so I put it out there. Nobody knows who she was, but
so what was the story? She fucked up her sex what?
And she fucked up, like on sex terms, because I made some corrections to women on how to handle a man.
So she fucked up in bed.
And after that, how to correct her, for the guys who happens, how to correct her on that notion,
Okay.
So
which is a very risky subject.
Yeah, but the thing is, all the women I ever had in my life, they always stayed around. Like, no matter what, like, for some reason, I just marked their life,
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I know
You do know how macho this is coming off, right?
I don't give a fuck.
No,
I'm living a delusion.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, that's your reality. This is what you've acknowledged that happens after the fact. But I mean, there's something so like macho about what you're saying. I mean, I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious because I know it's true to you. Like, this is, I know I've had that impact on not on every girl that I've met, but I know that there's
those
some
who
girls that
you
are
really
gonna
felt chemistry with, right?
There's some that are really gonna remember me. I know that I've marked some of their lives, just like how some of them have marked mine somehow. So it's. Yeah, it's not macho, but it sounds macho. I just had to
exactly. You had a chemistry with, and when the thing is, I think I realized this like a little while ago.
Sorry. Mind-blowing sex creates memories. By the way,
not only that.
By the way,
that's 85% of it.
That's a big chunk.
That's 85% of it. But the other 15% comes from something that you're able to offer that no other man can offer. One thing that I'm sure about, one single thing, like all the women that I ever dated, I was so genuine, so honest, so not afraid of going as deep as it gets, Like, I know that I marked their life. I know that nobody else can do it how I can do it. Nobody takes the time, I'm confident. I'm pretty confident about the fact that I can fulfill them both emotionally and physically, So if you can do that, of course they're going to remember because you actually went that deep that nobody else
Honestly, the secret the best one that I can give to any guy who's actually trying to connect to anybody is be attentive.
Not only be attentive, be genuinely curious.
Yeah, genuinely interested. You have to be genuinely interested, but you need to be attentive.
Yeah.
To the person, to their needs, to their... I'm not saying to cater to everything, but I'm saying, like, give them that attention that they require.
Here's another one. When you're in a relationship or just, connecting with somebody, and I hope to God you are, because if you just want to have sex, why? You're better off jacking off. Man, seriously, you're better off jacking off. You don't want to deal with all that bullshit just over sex. My real advice would be, what can you bring to the person? Make them grow. Make them experience new shit all the time. Like, the second they enter in your life, and the minute they left out, they changed so much. They're an entirely new
Yeah,
person.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, like that's what I try to bring in the women that I date and the people that come into my life. My whole role in my life is to better everybody.
Right.
You know, of course, some people got more priorities and got other got lower. You know, but when I'm fully dedicated to somebody, I want to make them grow. You know, like
Yeah.
completely. And thank God, at least I know, because at the end of the relationship, we always get down to the same terms. You made me grow, I made you grow. You know what? It was beautiful.
Do
You know?
you? So you leave before it gets to the anger or the? Because I mean, there's a certain point where it can easily turn into like you leave right before she would lose her shit. Because I mean, if you stay there like 2 months more, she might get mad when you fucking
I have
leave
no
rather than
problem.
understand.
Have no problem with a woman getting mad at me. I have no problem whatsoever. God knows I had a lot of women scream after me, but I know all of them, most of them. Actually, 99% of them. There's only one that I know in my head that right now that she's still pissed at me. But I was young and stupid. All of them. When I get back, like I always grab contact back. You know, I want to check up
Do
on
you?
that. You know, because we shared an experience. I want to check back on them.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they're single. Yeah. But you know, when I check back on them, they're always grateful for what we had. They're like,
Yeah.
seriously, you marked my life. You're really important. I'm really grateful. I know it's a shame, you know, that I was so angry with you, you know, but I was just actually disappointed that I lost you. You seriously made me grow.
Yeah.
So basically, I asked them, "Are you happy now?" You know, and I always got the same response, yes, because with me they learned what they want.
Right.
You know, I taught them what they want and how they should select. You know,
Have you had a long-term relationship?
only my first love, basically.
Which was how long?
You know the chick that I told you that lasted. They didn't hear about
No,
that.
I didn't hear about
Anyways,
that.
my first love lasted 4 months, but it was on and off for 3 years.
Okay.
3 fucking years, man. That's
Yeah.
a shitload of time.
That's my longest relationship too. Is 3.5 years,
Yeah.
and that's actually my last relationship. I have no idea how to like. I don't want to be present in her life in a sense that I'm gonna be around. That's not it. But I'm really genuinely curious to see how she's doing. Like I really hope she's. But I don't know how to even break that ice. It's like another ice that you need to break.
Bro, just be comfortable, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But
I just
don't
wonder
do
how she's doing.
Don't do the asshole move.
wonder how she's
Don't do
doing.
the asshole move. Recently, I had like such an opportunity to be the asshole that I did it.
In what sense?
I checked up on my first text, but I rubbed something in her face. I'm not willing to share this with the world yet. This will do come out in public at some point, and you guys
It's not
are
right
gonna.
now.
Anyways, just basically rubbing your success in front of somebody's
Yeah.
face. But that was real asshole of me. So if you ever listen to this, I do apologize. I know you're happy. I didn't want to disturb your life and see your boyfriend less accomplished. But no. But seriously. But seriously, that was really asshole from my side, but it was damn worth it. I was waiting for that moment for ages, but it wasn't intentionally. I just want to say I did it.
So you're not somebody who's against relationships. You're just somebody who doesn't believe that you should be in a relationship right now. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. I want to get my life in order first, like anybody else.
So I'm trying to do right now, dude. This is really fun for me that I'm talking to you like this. But what's fascinating to me is that you're fucking 21 years old and I'm 26, and that's what's fascinating to me. But I mean, aside from that part, I really dig the fact that this is when I'm talking to you because that's exactly what I'm in the process of doing in my life, and
Getting your shit together.
getting my shit together. And before I actually, like I said, I just got out of a 3.5 year relationship last summer.
That can fuck you up. That can fuck you up also.
You understand? Last
Yeah,
summer, it was
yeah.
a 3.5 year relationship. The one before that,
Yeah.
I was single for a year before the last relationship. The one before that, I was with the girl for a year and a half. Chick was a virgin.
Ooh.
Okay, I
Oh,
wasn't. I
boy.
wasn't, dude. I wasn't.
People, don't do this at
Don't
home.
do this, okay? No matter how hopeful you are, do not date a virgin who is a virgin for religious reasons.
Don't. Unless you want to be committed for a lifetime. That's
Oh my god, no, it was it was an experience and a half. I came out very kind of fucked up after that one, but no, the last one was a great relationship. I just personally think that it lasted longer than it should have because we stopped having a purpose for each other, and this is something that we were discussing before about life and everything and how to go about things, and we're talking about goals.
Yeah.
And your goal is a purpose, and and this is something that I've been thinking a lot about. I've been thinking about a lot over the last year or 2 years, and it's purpose. Everybody that is in my life serves a purpose.
Pretty much.
If not, the moment
it's a mutual.
I'm not saying I'm just taking from. I'm saying there is a purpose that is. I offer you something, you offer me something, and it's not about. Forget material thoughts of giving or offering. Talking about strictly presence, psychologically in your life, whatever. Somehow this person is bringing a benefit to you. It is benefiting you.
But that's how you got to look at through life, and you got to look at what you bring to the other people also.
Yes, but the moment that purpose is gone, that's when people start getting bitter. And that's when things start getting negative.
This is why routine can fuck up some people.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't got your life in order. That's my first advice to everybody listening to this. Like, seriously, please get this in order. Before you decide to launch yourself into a long-term relationship or whatever it is, get your fucking life in order. Before you can take the charge, especially guys, before you can take the charge of somebody else's happiness under your wing, you better make sure that your wings are really spread out. You know, basically, have your financial status in order, have your business dreams already in order. You know, because once you're in a relationship, if you're going to jump into a relationship, it's because you're hoping to build something that's going to, that's going to last for a long time.
Right.
You know?
The thing that people forget or don't take into account in relationships when they think about wanting to be in relationships, because it's beautiful for X amount of time, and then when reality starts setting in, the fact that you're actually dealing with another human being, when you start figuring out that, wait a minute, every single one of my words, actions, decisions, and thoughts are impacting this person in a positive or negative way, but it's impacting this person. When you start thinking about the responsibility of somebody else's emotions or thoughts or patterns.
Unless you're dating a sociopath.
I started thinking about that. And for me, very honestly, at this point in my life, and I realized this over the last 2 years, is I'm way too selfish right now. For me to be... I need to be selfish.
Well, you gotta be selfish.
At this point in my life, I need to be selfish.
Look, for example... Like, I'm just going to put on my example. Right now, I'm building up a business. I'm trying to build up a legacy. How the fuck can I actually have time to invest in somebody else when I barely got time to invest in myself?
Invest in the other person properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them the right amount of time and attention and life that you want to provide for them.
Yeah, you got to... If you're in a relationship, you got to make them grow. You got to make them experience something, you know?
Yeah.
You got to be willing to give, like, a big chunk of yourself. But if your big chunk of yourself is going towards making your life,
right?
How the fuck can you do that? You're just not only gonna damage the other person, but you're gonna damage yourself at the same time because you're trying to give out some energy that you don't have.
Right.
And at the end, everything is just gonna fucking collapse.
And it's forced. It becomes forced.
It's like building a wall without cement. You're gonna, you want to put bricks together, but you don't got cement. You're just putting the bricks one over another, but you don't take the time to apply cement.
Right.
It's not gonna work. It's gonna fucking collapse at some point. Others are gonna last much longer. Like 3 years and a half. You built a fucking big wall.
Yeah.
But there was no cement, so at some point it just lasted that much.
And this is I'm in no way talking bad about her or anything. I realized very early on. Yeah, exactly. Like the foundation was built on a few things, but that was it. And it was like. And this I realized early on, but I didn't have a good reason to end it because she was a good person and it's somebody that I thought that And especially then, I thought I was gonna get married. And this is all like fucking preconceived notions of how I wanted to live my life based on what my dad did, what my brother did, what I would see in movies,
what society told you,
what society told me that I'm supposed to be doing. I had it already planned out that by 25, 26 I'm married, and by 27, 28 I have a kid. By 20, you know, like I already had the names of my kids. I had everything fucking planned out until I realized, wait, the fuck,
life doesn't work like that, son.
No, because I'm going to keep doing the job that I'm doing that I hate doing for the rest of my life, and I'm going to get married, I'm going to have kids, and I have to be responsible for these people, and I have to keep doing this shit, and still think of the dreams and the hopes that I have, that I want to work in music and make a business out of myself. And I'm like, wait the fuck up, really? What am I jumping into?
Exactly.
And yeah, I love this person, but it doesn't mean I can live the rest of my life with this person.
Love is not rational. At some point, you gotta make the irrational decision to step out.
I don't know. This is the point where I'm at, dude, and it's fucked up because a lot of people don't understand that. But I'm at the point where I've put aside my feelings, and it's not. This isn't making a sociopath or anything. I've put aside certain feelings by like saying, okay, wait, you haven't really helped me out much all these years, love.
Exactly.
You've done a lot for me, but I'm all over the place. I'm going to put you aside right now. This is cool. I appreciate feeling this. But I got shit to do. I got shit to take care of.
You see, the fun point, at some point you're going to get some complications. Okay, I don't want to, without giving out too much information, like...
yeah, because I got to pay for this shit.
Huh?
I gotta pay for this shit.
You gotta pay?
No, because you're saying you don't want to just give out too much information.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, I gotta pay for.
No. Look, because for example, sometimes you're gonna hit some big ass challenges. Like for example, you know the chick that was telling you that she was in a relationship. The fun part that attracted me the most where we were like completely compatible.
Right.
She wants to go into the fitness industry. You know, I'm not gonna give out some of the goals, but she's gonna go out towards there. You know, and she was training as much as me. She was doing a whole bunch of shit. Okay, so basically we stuck together. You know, it's like we could have built something together by itself.
Right.
But the fact is, there's so much shit. You know, like I can't actually like in my head. I created some sort of fantasies that I can, you know, we can build a business together and all that shit. You know, since we actually had so much chemistry, we get along like motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
The fact about this, you know, like it's a fantasy that wouldn't be realistic because right now I'm struggling just to build up my own business. So how can I help her build something when mine is not only established? So the first time that she actually backed up, you know, that hurt me at some point, but then I realized, oh shit, she made a good point. But then of course I came back, I think once. You know, but I did it out of a weak moment or whatever, you know, at some point you're going to have relapses.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but after that I realized I did something bad, so she came back. And that little space, little time frame, you know, a few days is all I needed just to get back my logical side and say, wait, this shit doesn't make sense. At some point you gotta just step out of your emotions and stop focusing on on the other person and what you have with the person and figure out what you got going on right now and can you afford to make it going on. It's not that you want it, can you afford? It's not a question, do you need it, do you want it, can you afford it?
Right.
You know, it's like it's like trying to buy a new wardrobe when you gotta use that money to pay rent.
Yeah.
You know, can you afford it?
And yeah.
We
forget time and even our energy. These are all resources, valuable resources that we could deplete very easily and quickly by focusing on the wrong things. When you can't afford to spend that kind of energy or that kind of time on something that's doomed from the start, because you're doomed from the start. You're not there yet, and I mean, that's a struggle that I've had to fucking figure out. And it hurts to know that I've hurt people in the past because I hadn't figured that one out yet.
Yeah, but you see, this is what's fucked up, because life can really change in a short time frame.
Oh fuck, so fast.
In a short time frame. Like if you'd ask me right now, like if I could actually pick up, you know, like restart that and actually say, yeah, you can invest in right now, I could.
Wouldn't pick up.
You know, like basically, like right now, reinvest with the person. You know,
Okay, yeah.
Right now, I would have the energy. You know, I finished everything that I had. Like
Right now.
Yeah,
So
and
you pick up your next fucking thing.
yeah, and basically, I got my future laid out. You know, I got like incredible offers to lay down my fucking future. You know.
Yeah.
So right now, I could do that, but it's sort of crazy right now. Then you realize you're like, wait, if I got over here, I can push even harder. You know, especially when you're young like me, you still got a huge future in front of you. You know, so you got to realize where you are in your life, where you want to go, and where's exactly the flag when you say, okay, I can bring somebody in.
Speaking of which, pause right there. I don't know if we said this before. You're writing you just finished writing a book.
Yeah.
Did we say it on this episode?
I have no idea.
Probably not. You just finished writing a book.
Yes.
Like, I want people to know that when you're saying you have your future laid out in front of you, you have a clear path that you created for yourself.
Exactly.
21 years old. But you're not done building yet.
I'm not done, but right now this is the easy part.
So when does it become time for you to say, all right, I will settle down?
Probably when I finished like achieving my holy grail of fucking every chick in the world. Just joking. I'm kidding.
Okay, look, we're gonna get personal. Like I'm guessing you are a sexual person. You appreciate.
Of course, but right now what I'm saying is, I'd rather wait. I'd rather fuck up a couple of billion times, you know, and maybe until like what, I'm 30. I want to fuck up so many.
How about you say 30? You know how fast 30 is gonna fucking show up, dude. By the way,
who cares?
Just letting you know, between 21 to 30, it's very fucking fast. Just give you a heads up. I'm getting there, and it's getting closer to me. Every day.
Exactly.
Every day you feel it.
Exactly. So
Every
I
day
want to
you
fuck up so many times that
Go
I
ahead,
can,
dude.
You know, that afterwards when I'm gonna meet somebody that I'm willing to spend my life with.
Yeah.
I satisfied my curiosities. I learned how to deal in certain situations, how to be a better man, how to better satisfy my woman, how to be a better provider, how to be, how to maintain my position, my role as a man in a relationship. Man, you gotta know that you have a certain role in a relationship. Most of the guys get lazy in fucking relationships.
Yeah.
Most of you, I'm not.
This is where working out comes in.
Yeah, look, I don't want to patronize, most of the men out there, but 80% of the men get lazy in their relationship. You know, they stop pushing their boundaries. They stop, working out. They stop doing all this shit that made them attractive in the first place.
They eat more junk food. They spend.
Not only that,
there's a lot of shit that when you get lazy,
you get comfortable with pussy. You do.
Mm-hmm.
Pussy makes you too comfortable.
You do.
You're like, oh shit, I'm already getting laid. I just spray my babies. Why the fuck should I work more?
Exactly.
And that's a dumbass mentality to have, because of course your woman is gonna leave you over there. You're gonna start.
She joins you in being lazy, and then you both end up despising each other later on because you have nothing to offer each other.
Exactly.
It's a horrible pattern that I've seen a lot of couples get into, and I've gotten into in the past. Yo, I'm done talking about relationships.
Okay.
It was Valentine's Day. I'm done talking about relationships.
What about booty?
What about booty?
Ass.
Booty's awesome.
How much time do you actually got in?
We're at an hour and 13 minutes.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, let's just hope the sound didn't fuck up so far.
I told you that I felt this one.
You said you felt this one.
Did I fucking say it?
Third time is the charm. I'm really hoping this one worked out. Okay, so, book, do you have any idea when it's going to be released, dude?
What?
No?
When it's going to be released?
Yeah.
To who? Oh, the book.
When are you releasing it?
Right now I'm waiting for my partner, like basically... or Mike can be like, sorry if I fuck up your name right now. But you got a weird ass family name, dude.
What's his last name?
Makan Pilak.
Makan Pilak?
Yeah.
So
Mihalescu. Again,
Mihalescu,
sorry if I fuck it up. We both fucking suck right now with this. No, but he's an amazing guy. He's
That's
like,
your editor? That's
no. That's a guy I partner up with, because basically the book that I'm releasing itself, it's called Leaders Aesthetics.
Okay.
Okay, it's
which you mentioned before.
everything, like anesthetics, how to get a body, like it's designed for men, how to get a body that's physically attractive. We work with the golden ratio, broad shoulders, narrow, slim waist, huge ass quads. You just become a fucking man, And you got the grooming, how to actually, cut your beard, how to take care of your skin, like basically I'm taking out all the myths.
Manscaping.
Yeah, like basically I'm taking out all the myths that most men are afraid, of being judged upon as one. Yeah, but on the contrary, it boosts up your fucking life.
You get pedicures?
You know what? I actually do.
Do you?
I actually do.
How often do you get pedicures?
Once every 2 months around.
Yeah?
When I got the extra time and the extra cash to spend it on.
What about manicures?
Bro, look, pedicures and manicures, they do them at a men's spa. And they got an excellent men's spa.
Where?
Men's spa.
Men's spa?
Okay, basically, they're not called manicures. They're called
manicure?
No, exactly. And they got athletic pedicures as well. At the spot where I'm going, it's actually outside of Montreal. It's like towards Ontario.
Okay.
Okay, it's past a bit past, how the fuck do you call it? Suddenville?
Men's spa.
Yeah.
Well, people could just fucking Google it. Google it. Fucking type in men's spa, Canada, Quebec, Ontario,
look,
whatever.
The women are hot. They serve alcohol. I just hated that it's not like in fucking New York where they can serve you fucking steak. Okay, they serve you steak and they give you bourbon over there.
Where?
It's in fucking New York. Why not? Yo, man. Like, no, but it's a perfect time to relax, Relax, get a massage, feel actually good, at the same time.
How much does the whole thing cost?
Basically a whole day package, with the massage is around $157 plus tax.
That's with the manicure, pedicure?
Yeah, manicure, pedicure, the access to the spas, and you
drink?
get a massage, a complimentary 30-minute massage in it. So it's fucking good. You got a whole day of like basically relaxing. You get off there, you forgot everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically my leader aesthetics is basically how to improve your skin. How to become more physically attractive.
Right.
And I backed it up with a shitload of studies. I'm not throwing bro science at you guys. I'm a fitness professional.
Bro science. What the fuck's bro science?
Bro science is basically, made up shit. People that don't base...
Bro, you should try this, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That's bro science.
It's like people would say, you should take protein because it's like steroids. That's fucking bro science.
That's retarded.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like retarded.
Yeah, So basically, this is not bro science. This is basically like a year and a half worth of researching on a daily basis and put together like the masterpiece. I blew up people's brains right now. The people who read it, they're like, holy shit, this is gold. So basically, anyways, I did skin and grooming manual, nutrition and workout manual. That's on my side. So basically, you learn how to eat properly. Like you can learn how to work out. You can learn how to supplement. All for aesthetics. And how to be in better health. Also,
okay. So sorry, you say because you're focusing a lot on aesthetics, but I mean, are you balanced physically?
Yeah.
Do you feel healthy?
Of course.
Do you feel healthy?
Of course, because I don't believe in only having aesthetics. When you train for aesthetics, everything else comes along. Like for example, you in our third phase of leaders aesthetics, we do plyometrics. Okay, we do a lot of athletic training, mobility. So basically, it's more body weight just to give the body a break from all the weights. Okay. So basically, you become more agile. You're gonna feel more better. You're gonna have you're gonna have more flexibility as well. It's not.
Is there a training plan in this?
Yeah. It's a training plan. It's a nutritional plan. You got a fucking grooming plan. You got like everything. It's laid on how become a sexy beast. 16 weeks. And Mike basically
16 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it's like less than money you're gonna pay at a trainer that's gonna make you a bullshit program.
Is there a diet in there?
Yeah, there's a diet as well.
A way of eating.
Everything.
Okay.
So basically...
So you could easily set up your budget accordingly to the diet also.
Exactly.
And prepare it in advance.
Exactly. This is exactly why I laid out grocery lists inside.
Oh, that's beautiful. Dude, I want to get a copy of this. I want to get a copy of this because I'm going to get started. You know what? If I actually set to this and do it, and I think I see all the benefits right now just thinking about it because it makes total fucking sense.
Let's just say he has a clear visual of me right now.
No, like if next time we're gonna be on here, we're gonna discuss it because I wanna try it out. This is dope because just like before I was telling you, I'm looking for that structure. I'm looking for a way of implementing routine without me hating it by seeing benefits and bettering
but it's
my
not
life.
routine. This is the beauty of it. What I did in Lear's aesthetics, I want to make it. This is why it took me so long. Most people in the fitness industry like just throw themselves and try and make a product in less than 3 months. I'm not criticizing anybody like right now, but I know
That's
a couple of trainers. I know a lot of trainers that one saw products as a get rich quick scheme, but I just went full out at it. I gave the best I wanted, So basically, you're never gonna get bored, at working out because you're never doing the same shit.
Okay,
you're given so much choice in your eating. You're given so much choice in the way to behave. How to attend the gym and all that shit. That you're like, wow. Even cardio, you're not just running 20 minutes a day,
Right.
You're not doing just that. I implemented strategically, like jumping rope, hill sprints, whole bunch of shit, all the time. So it's always fun, So I want to bring it to a whole nother level, the whole thing. And since I know that a lot of people just want to get more physically attractive, I was like, hey, what the fuck not? I'm fucking good at grooming and all that shit. How about I take my own knowledge a bit further, So I collabed with my dermatologist at the same time.
Oh, really?
So I learned how to provide better skincare, all that shit.
Do you shave your chest?
Huh?
Do you shave your chest?
Only for photo shoots. Only.
Okay.
Only. Photo shoot only. Sorry, ladies, I love my shag.
Look, dude. Fucking yes.
That's a shag.
I'm brown and I'm hairy. This is who I am. I need this. And actually, you know what? Dude,
you are brown, you got the hair and the nose.
I'm not Indian, bro. I'm not Indian.
Yeah, I know. No, just making
nose,
Russell Peter.
The nose right now is mostly the glasses. I realized that the glasses make me look like I have that nose and mustache combo. So, no, but yeah, sorry, grooming. You're talking about grooming.
Yeah, so basically, like I just stuck everything there. Like if you want to lose your acne, you got a plan over there. If you want to get pearly white teeth,
body pimples. What do you do?
Exactly.
Body acne. Like what do you do?
Bro, body acne is mostly due to the way, how much time you actually wash. A lot of people shower too often.
Okay.
Like you're destroying.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
I shower too often.
If you shower too often, you're gonna lose your natural body moisture, so your body just goes crazy. It's either gonna produce more oil, or it's gonna completely dry out and create. So you gotta apply a moisturizer. You gotta
which I don't do.
You gotta apply moisturizer.
Okay.
You gotta use that lotion not only for your hand, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I do go through moisture.
And you gotta stop using scrubs. You gotta stop using scrubs. You gotta learn how it's like to exfoliate. Okay. You gotta learn about exfoliation. You gotta learn how to shave.
I once wrote a post on Facebook. I wrote, "Tonight I exfoliate." I had like 20 comments. I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, are you serious? I didn't comment at all. At the end, when all the comments stopped, I'm like, I love you all. Like, I fucking love you all. It's beautiful. I didn't have to say shit. Just let the comments flow. It was beautiful. And suddenly, you know what? Yeah, I exfoliated my face that night. It felt fucking awesome. Fucking lost some blackheads. My face it was breathing. And
you get a better glow.
Yeah. And you exfoliate your whole body.
Not completely the whole body. I exfoliate in my troubled areas by itself. But bathing by itself is a natural exfoliant, by the way.
And are you suggesting like
I'm suggesting
body
tea
care
baths.
Products
tea baths. I'm teaching you guys about tea baths.
With tea tree oil or?
You learn so much shit in that. I'm giving you a whole list. Yeah? I'm giving you the benefits backed with science and everything.
I've used tea tree oil, man, and for some shit, and it's worked.
Oh no, bathing with tea.
Like actual tea?
Actual tea.
Leaves?
Tea, tea bags like green tea baths, ginseng baths, all that shit. I'm teaching a lot about that shit.
But do you suggest any products or any?
I'm suggesting some products for a couple of things. Like for example, when it comes to brushing your teeth or using shaving.
Right.
I endorse a lot the art of shaving.
Do you shave with a straight razor?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But also,
I wanted to get into that, but I'm like, I gotta start.
It takes some skill, and you gotta practice.
Yeah, first of all, and just to get everything that I need, and I'm like, okay, wait, you know what? This is already too much. I'm not getting into this. It's not gonna. I gave up quick on that, quickly. But
it's hard.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I remember once I fucked up, right before a date, I decided to start experimenting with a straight razor.
Best fucking time, right?
Best time. And I wrote about it in my book. It was kind of funny. I don't know why I put that in a book, but it was just hilarious. Yeah, I just felt it right,
Dude.
So basically, I had a huge cut on my face, and it was my first date with a chick. Long story short, I turned out to be cute with it, but I don't know. Anyways, it's just a funny story. You gotta check it out, man. No, never do that. Never do that. Never. Don't be bright. Don't act like a smartass.
That's cool, dude.
Oh,
125.
Oh, we're gonna finish soon.
Yeah. Yeah. You got anything else to add on?
Also, I teach about something that a lot of guys are lacking: how to take care of your hair.
Yeah.
Hair care. How to wash properly your hair.
How often do you wash your hair?
Huh?
How often do you shampoo your hair?
Me, it's once every 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
It's mostly conditioner, products that you use for your hair, and all that shit.
Okay.
I go really in depth with that because I believe your hair. Women are really attracted to beautiful hair for some reason. Ever since I noticed that my dates really improved ever since I started taking care of my hair. It's just fun to have them playing around.
It is. It is. But see, I started washing my hair less. I still wet it every time I shower, just to take off whatever excess dirt is on it or whatever. Yeah. But the shampoo, I noticed that now I shampoo once a week, every 5 to 6.
That's not good. That's not good. You're producing too much oil and you're gonna damage the roots.
At the beginning, yes, not anymore. I'm at the point where my natural my natural scalp oil is stabilized. And the reason why is because I used to wash my hair every 1 to 2 days, and it was getting.
What were you using as shampoo?
Fucking herbal essences or something.
It
was overproducing too much oil. My hair would get oily a day after, and I'm like, shit, I gotta wash it again. And that's all it would do. And
everybody listening, never use cheap shampoo.
So what?
You're gonna see the difference.
What's good shampoo?
I recommend a couple of them. Especially from Birchbox. I use the Human Factor.
Okay.
Oh man, it's.
Where do you find those?
It's basically most of the stuff I order online because it comes a lot cheaper. It's a lot easier.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Especially with the more you buy, the more discounts you save up, and sometimes you can find coupons and all that shit. Why the fuck not? I'm still an immigrant. Basically in my book, I gave so many links. I gave so many cheap shit in my book. Where to buy your stuff for the cheapest price possible. Literally, I invested a whole month of my life of finding the cheapest and best quality products. And the funnest shit is I kept it all manually. During the whole book, it reeks musk. It reeks musk. Yeah, I swear to God. If you ain't wrestling grizzlies after reading that book, you're doing something wrong. Seriously. If you're not diving into volcanoes, you're doing something wrong,
Dude, I'm really excited to read it, and I'm going to talk about it afterwards once I do read it. I'm really curious about it. Dude, we're going to keep you up. We're going to keep people updated. You can find Paul on Facebook. Type in Paul, Gabriel, Mihalescu. This is the 20th time I say it today. I'm super comfortable with your name now. Or go to paulmihalescu.com. Follow, subscribe, follow it, RSS feeds, all that shit. Like the page. And keep up to date with Paul. Dude,
like the page if you want to be a man.
If you want to be a man. Or
if you're a lady and you want to hook up, send me a message, but... No, just joking. I got love for all of you.
There's knowledge in there for girls too. You're getting a very honest perspective of how a 21-year-old guy who's lived and learned a lot, as I can see, dude. Because you're an ambitious person who has a lot of drive and has figured out how to better his life. So that's inspirational to a lot of fucking people.
Thank you,
figured it out, and I'm very, very proud of you. And I just met you, but I'm very proud of you. Keep it up.
Gracias.
It gives me hope, man. It gives me hope for the future, and it reminds me exactly what I was talking about on Tuesday at the end when I said, just follow your dreams, follow what you got to do. And I'm focusing on this right now, and like I got my nephews and everything, and I hope that I can make them understand that.
For next time, that's something we got to remember.
We will talk about this.
Talk about commitment.
Because you're good at fucking something, follow through.
Exactly.
The moment you're good at it, just follow through, and you're gonna make it.
How many times I wrote about commitment, man? I think that's the biggest problem with everybody.
Yeah,
commitment.
But you commit to the wrong things. That's the problem, and it goes back to what we were talking about before of putting your energy in the wrong place.
Exactly.
And you're committing to the wrong thing, and you're not succeeding at what you're supposed to be succeeding at, which you feel like you should be doing. So I'm looking at you as a 21-year-old kid who's fucking doing this shit, dude. Fucking congratulations, man.
Thanks.
Congratulations. I can't wait to read the book.
No, gently. Thank you.
Dude, my pleasure. You're welcome to come back anytime you want. You have some shit you want to talk about, you want to chill out, record a podcast, give me a call, come through anytime. And that's it for tonight. Dude, I hope you liked it.
Yo, I seriously enjoyed this shit.
I'm really hoping it should work out well, man. It's 12:30.
Holy fuck.
We worked hard for this. Let's hope this sounds good. We love you. People,
I love
crazy
you more.
motherfuckers. We absolutely love you.
I love them more.
Paul loves you more, or so he says. I'll get to say it again next episode, though.
Oh, by the way, remember, you're a fucking sexy beast.
Yeah.
Nobody else can tell you otherwise. You're sexy. I love you. Somebody says otherwise, punch them in the face.
No punching. We don't.
Okay, hug them to
death.
It's
the love movement. Love them to death. Yo, we love you. I love you. Thank you so much for listening to this. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you're always welcome on our couch at Apartment 6. Peace out.
Peace.
Mwah.
Told you we'd feel it.